And that was super heavy, guys. I don't know how to move on, how to
Yeah.
proceed. This has been incredibly heavy, but
Yeah.
I will just end this part of the episode with a note of I think this will be the segue. But before that, any thoughts on the really heavy things we talked about?
We need a processing after. I don't know if this is gonna be part of the
We'll
YouTube.
do a
But we can
debriefing
do-
later.
Yeah, I can do a debriefing later.
Yeah, we'll do a
Okay.
debate.
So, okay, I remember someone mentioning a while ago, I think it's Meg, how we're not really on the same boat. That's true. Everyone is on a different boat. Maybe you're in a yacht, whatever. But remember that everyone is on the same ocean.
Yeah.
And I hope
Exactly.
that when you see others struggling with their boat, or you yourself are struggling with your boat, I hope that we can come together and help each other out. I think that's kind of an okay end
Just
to
because
it.
your boat's bigger doesn't mean it might not have any holes. Your holes could be bigger
Exactly.
than mine. And it probably doesn't help that if I see your boat has holes, I'm gonna throw more water at it. Cause I'm
So let's not do that.
Let's
right.
let's help each other out, guys.
Help each other out.
Let's be empathetic.
All right. So, we have come to the lighter side of this, and I still actually do relate it to mental health in a way. Part of the journey that I've taken in 2021, this simulation of a year that I'm probably convinced we all died and went to hell at some point in our lives. But
This is the darkest timeline.
this
Truly.
is the bad place.
This is the bad.
Anyway,
The darkest timeline.
anyway, so
Maybe.
you know what? That show way ahead of its time.
True.
Anyway, part of something that really helped with my mental health is actually K-pop, surprisingly enough. Like, I don't think it's like the right avenue to say, oh, this has been like, I know that we just talked about how harmful of an industry it is and like there's so many things about it, but generally speaking, I did have an easier time with everything that's happened because I discovered this, and I'm glad that I can also talk about this with you guys. And part of our discovery is discovering the certain kinds of songs that we like listening to, the certain kinds of music that we have, and what we feel or what our mood is when we listen. So this is the segue to the mood playlist that we have for the week, which I personally curated. So the signs that we have here were the Capricorn sign, an office uniform, and a heart with an arrow pierced through it. I call this playlist Decalcomani, which is a thing that is used in K-pop as like a way to describe a mirror image. It's in songs by Mamamoo. It's in a song that I actually featured in this playlist also. And it comes from decalcomania, which is basically the act of imprinting something. So it's like a mirror image, right? So why did I call this decalcomani? But first, before I go in with the story, the songs I picked for this was ASAP by Stacy. I changed We Go by Fromis9 to Heart Attack by Chu from Luna, which I think is way more appropriate. And the last song I chose for this was... I can't believe I made the playlist and I don't remember what songs I chose. Give me a minute. I'm dumb. I selected Dala Dala by ITZY. Meg, what did you choose for this song? For this playlist?
Okay,
Unmute
sorry.
ka pa rin.
My mic wasn't unmuting, so sorry. Okay.
We can see
I
the
had-
struggle.
I know, sorry. I had a lot of fun picking songs for this. I think I changed my songs like twice. I was very happy about the Capricorn emoji, and then the last emoji is a heart with an arrow, right? So it's like, okay, the archer, I'm taking that as Sagittarius, because listen, I'm a Sagittarius sun, but I have 6 placements in Capricorn, so I was like, "Oh, let's have fun." So okay, Capricorns are known to be very driven, very ambitious. So it's like, let's pick a song that's like, okay, hustle life. So I picked Dope by BTS, one of my faves from them. And then the story I came up with is that a Capricorn falls in love with a Sagittarius, but you know what? Jokes on him or her, because Sagittarius, they do not settle down. They are afraid of commitment. So I picked 3 songs. I picked Dope by BTS. I picked Love Me Like That by Sam Kim, which people might know from Nevertheless. which is when the character falls in love. And the last song I picked was Count You Out by Jamie, because that's when the Sagittarius is like, no, I don't want love.
All right. Bon, what did you choose?
Okay, so I chose songs by artists who are Capricorn. I
Mahusay.
chose this. But yeah, I read that Capricorns are driven, so I chose Solo by Jenny. And then I felt like the arrow pierced heart is well symbolized by Don't by Loco and featuring Hwasa. Because in that song, like, don't give me that ring. I don't want to fall in love with you. Kind of goes that way. And for the blue shirt, I just chose Gentleman by Psy. For no connected reason. It's just that Psy is a Capricorn. So
I totally
that's
thought you put
fair.
in gentleman because of the polo shirt. So it's like, oh,
yeah,
like,
yeah, the
going to
polo
work.
shirt too. And he's a Capricorn, so
Right. So Joe, how did you rank this? And guys, I don't know if you guys will like how I made the story, but I really am I'm super excited to talk about it.
Okay, so I don't like taking things literally. So I know that Capricorn is an earth sign, right? Am I right? Okay, yes. So Capricorn is an earth sign. And okay, the thing with earth kasi, earthy. So what came to my mind was earthy. You know, earthy scents. Parang si Lanwan G from from MDCS. So earthy scents. So it's like, oh, it's kinda, a lot of men have earthy scents. Which is why it's connected to the second one, which was a shirt. So it's about, having a man. But then there's the heart with arrow thingy. So I was thinking, okay, so it's kind of related to heartbreak. So my songs are about uh the prominence of the earth scent is because it's lingering. So my idea is like the man left and his scent is lingering. So it's very fresh, but the woman he left is someone who doesn't care anymore, and she's moving forward, she's moving on, things like that. Okay, so the woman's like, I'm a strong independent woman, I don't need you, I don't care. So the songs I chose are Gashina by Sunmi, um Han by G Idol, or is it just Idol? I don't know, guys.
It's
Correct
Idol.
me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last one is Go Away by 21. So like, bro, we don't need no man. We don't need you.
All right. I was able to form a nice story based on everyone's playlist, and I don't think anybody's stuck out like a sore thumb. I chose my songs because I felt like it was a Capricorn. As Meg said, is ambitious. There's like this working man aspect to it, but there's also like the arrow pierced heart, which I read was something like the feeling of being love struck. But I call this decalcomani in quotation marks because it's a journey. And unlike most stories, I wanted to start this story in the middle. Like literary fun. This is in media res. So I started this in the middle with solo. And the idea of this is like, the point is like you're comfortable, being solo at this point. And I actually took note of all the lyrics that I think made sense for the story. But one of the lines in solo translated is, "This is not a touching love story," which I feel like is like foreshadowing to what I wanted to talk about, which went to Go Away. Because, when she gave it all to you, but, they left, who the hell is breaking up with who? But, now it's over, and goodbye, right? So this is like the setting, the middle. And then we go to a flashback for what happened. So this is where I put Meg's song, Love Me Like That. We're the main character, or the girl of the story, and I wanted it to be a girl in particular because of how you guys picked the songs and the perspectives they came from. So Love Me Like That for me was like what you wanted out of this relationship. You wanted to be treated like this. You wanted to feel this sort of emotion, right? You wanted to be loved like that. And ASAP is where actually the Calcomani comes from. Because ASAP is being upfront about what you're looking for, which is what I feel like was the ambition of the Capricorn. And it's like, who is my other half, my Decalcomani? Please show up right now, ASAP. That is actually what the song is. So for me, that actually was like, it seems so simple, but to me it was telling like story. Am I really looking to be loved like that, or am I really just looking for somebody to show up right now? So that was the conflict that I was trying to build, which I then made happen by the introduction of the, not really the antagonist, but like the relationship with Dope. So there's this guy that shows up and is like, I'm cool, this is who I am, right? I'm gonna show up right here, and this is just who I am. I'm Dope like that. I work all night, I'm partying at the club every day. This is the guy. And like, she thinks this is the decalcomani. Like, she wants it. And thus, Heart Attack by Chu happens. Like, that song is like just kind of like stalkery levels of like, you know, you're attacking my heart, you like, I can't get enough of you, and things like that. Like, everything feels like it's thrilling when I'm with you. But then this is where I inserted Count You Out, and it's like when, because that intense emotion made you feel like you're losing yourself, like everyone's already telling you you're forgetting to love yourself in favor of this other person. I wanted to like add some ambiguity here when I inserted don't, because I read the lyrics was, when I was reading the lyrics, it was like, you know, don't give me that drink. So I wanted to like blur the line of like what was the conflict? Was it abusive because of alcohol? Did it have anything relating to that? Or was it like, because like don't give me a drink sounds like, so it can sound as innocent or as sinister as you want it to be. So I wanted that to be very ambiguous on purpose, but I wanted it to be the central conflict. So then that leads us to the in media res part, like where it goes back to the story. So this is where I inserted the songs Gashina. Like where you just need to forget about this person. And in the process of forgetting about this person, I found this like nice dichotomy of like there's Dope and there's Gentleman. One is a song about being like someone who's like all that. The other's someone who thinks that they're all that. So it's like you thought they were dope, but in reality they were just size gentlemen. They were just trying to show up, but in reality he's a loser. He's a dork. You don't need him. So that was like that nice thing that played really well together that I enjoyed about this. So at first it was sad, so that's why I inserted Han. It's like, you know, Han by Idol is a sad song, but it's like basically I'll forget you, like, you know, because you know you're not this important to me anymore. You're a loser, so I'll just forget about you now. And that's why I really wanted to end it with ITZY's debut song Dala Dala, which is all about loving yourself. And that finding the real decalcomani, that's why it's in quotation marks, is right there all along. It's you.
That's pretty good. That's really good, actually. Nice storytelling. Fairness, I
Really
like the
great stories.
stories that we've made so far with our picks. Thrilling.
I had a lot of fun with this, not gonna lie. Like when I was
Fun,
making
right?
this, parang I could feel like these songs don't make sense. And then I was like, wait,
Wait,
these
they
two
do.
make sense together. This is a good start. I feel like the one thing I really wanted to do was like I didn't want it to start in chronological order. I really wanted it to start with like context. That's why I wanted to start with like a song like Solo. I also felt like it could break the monotony because if I were to just like lump in together the good stuff and the bad stuff at the same time, then like the playlist just goes high then low. And I wanted to go like up down up down up down up down. So like I wanted to try to make it make sense musically, but I also wanted to make it make sense in the story. So it's not as like cohesive as like point A to point B. I really intentionally went all, you know, like all
All
over
around.
the place. So I hope you guys had fun. I had fun making the journey, and I had a lot of fun using what your creativity, to, you know, to fuel mine. So that was good.
So much fun. I did. I always enjoy seeing what you guys do
I
with
enjoy this mood
a
playlist
song.
thing.
Yeah.
All right. So, one thing that we want to talk about is the word of the day, and I think this is super relevant because I know this word is English, but it was, you know, taken in, to, you know, to be part of their vocabulary. So, Bon, what is our word of the day?
It's fighting or
Fighting.
fighting. Actually, before I think they adapted the English word. The word they used was aja. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Mm.
remember. I remember
fighting
hearing
or
that.
bring it on. So I think I remember that from a drama like Moonlight Over Paris. I
Yeah,
think
I think that's Moonlight Over
right.
Fire.
Aja.
Yeah, yeah. Aja.
She does it. Aja. So
Yeah, she does that.
on this, I wanted this to be the word of the day because you know, guys, I know we all have our own struggles, but let's keep fighting. And you know, life, bring it on. We can do it.
I do love that expression. I love how they've co-opted it to to mean this specific thing, like fighting. You just say that one word,
It's the
and then the
exact same
whole
word, just pronounced differently.
yeah,
Fight,
True.
fight.
Fighting.
Okay.
love it.
Right, so to end this episode on a more comforting note, we've briefly
Mhm.
discussed how the chocolate playlists work, but we wanted to like give more context as to what are the kinds of things that we want you to take away. Like these are just basically the tips that we have so that we can continue to take care of ourselves, and we're going to match that tip with a very particular song that means a lot to us. So this is the mood playlist part 2, the good mood playlist, I guess. Is that what we're gonna talk about? But yeah, so for this one, we've each picked one particular song, and if you're listening to it on Spotify Premium, you'll probably hear the full song. If not, we'll make the playlist, it'll be there with the other songs that we want you guys to listen to. But they all relate to a very important self-care tip. So who wants to start the good mood playlist?
I do.
Go, Meg.
That's
Go, Meg.
that's my Capricorn ascendant. I'm like, I'll go first. Okay. Okay. The song that I have chosen to highlight is Answer Love Myself by BTS. I 2 out of 3 times that I talk about the song, I end up crying, especially when I read the lyrics. Let's see if this is gonna be the 1/3 that I don't cry. So there are just 3 specific lines that I want to highlight. The first one is from Suga's verse. He says, quote, loving myself might be harder than loving someone else. Let's admit it. The standards you made are more strict for yourself, unquote. So that's true. Something we talked about even earlier. Um, the next part that I want to talk about is from RM's verse, and he says, quote, maybe there's no answer. Maybe this isn't the answer either. It's just that loving myself doesn't require anyone else's permission. I'm looking for myself again, but I don't want to die anymore, unquote. So this song, in a lot of ways, this specific song, has saved me a lot and saved a lot of people. And the third quote or lyric that I want to highlight says, quote, the me of yesterday, the me of today, the me of tomorrow, I'm learning how to love myself with no exceptions. It's all me, unquote. And my self care tip is acceptance. You know, acceptance is the first step to healing. You have to accept who you are, you have to accept your flaws and all. If it's a flaw, your perceived flaws, if it's something that you cannot change, let it go and accept it. On the other hand, if it's something that you can change, there is room to grow. But the first step to growing is accepting where you are. You know, loving yourself is a process. It involves accepting your past, your present, and being gentle with your expectations for your future. I think oftentimes when we think of loving ourselves, it's just something that we will do. It's future tense. But in truth, that includes accepting your past and working with your present. So that's my self care tip. You start from acceptance. It's also something I'm learning from meditation. Acceptance. It's not always easy, but it's very liberating. Even just as simple as saying, oh, okay, I am this kind of person. Oh, okay, this is not what society says is okay, but what am I going to do? This is who I am. Just learning to accept it.
You know, I particularly resonated with that line that you mentioned, the one wherein you say, um, let's be real about it. The expectations we set for ourselves are
Yeah.
higher than right. And I've been there, and I've learned to be a little bit kinder to myself. No,
Learning how to love yourself.
yes, love
Yeah.
yourself.
In relation to that, I think my self care tip would actually make a lot of sense as a follow up. So the song I chose was "You Better Know" by Red Velvet, and as a girl group stan, I find it a bit hard to like look for lyrics that resonate with these kinds of feelings because I will admit it to myself, we don't exactly get the most diverse lyrics. I'm pretty sure I could like expand my circle and look for more look for more songs or more groups, but I particularly had a hard time looking for lyrics in the first place because I don't really read them. But this is one of the first songs when I was starting out that I really resonated with, and I actually shared this with Meg like a few months ago when I was getting into it. It was a late night and I was feeling really down. And when it's late at night, I would either be on playing a video game, or I would listen to songs. And for some reason, I decided let's watch the lyric video because it's usually just fun to watch like the lyric video with the line distribution. That's what I usually watch this for. Well, when I was reading this one in particular, I actually forgot about the mission of looking at line distributions because I was reading what the lyrics were saying. And I don't get this a lot. I normally don't really mind. But what this really told me was that my self-worth is out there. Like, there's this entire world out there waiting for me. And it's up to me to be, if I'm ready for this or not. Am I gonna stick in the same place? Or am I gonna draw it out? Am I gonna actually do something about it? And the only thing that this clock is telling me to do, because the song goes tick tock, it's me, it's my decision to whether I'll take advantage of this or not. And it really made me feel like that, and this is where my self-care tip comes in. It's knowing your self-worth or knowing what you're capable of might not be inherent to you at first. It might not be something that you will automatically know, because there are some days that I really feel like I'm worthless. Like there are some days where I feel like I bring no value. All I do is, in a corporate setting, I tell people they need to buy this particular thing even if they don't really need to, and I will take their money and give it to my corporate overlords and things like that. And I've always felt like all of my jobs have revolved around that pointlessness of capitalism that we fuel with our with our corporate lifestyle. And I've always felt like I was pointless, I was worthless. Like, oh, like my entire life, if you ask me what happens after I die, I will say I used to sell this product, and I'm like, do you feel proud about that? I don't. But I'm not.
Capitalism.
Capitalism. No ethical consumption, that is my catchphrase at this point. But whenever I do feel down, I do tend to really, not cut myself some slack. But what I really do resonate with the song really is, it's acknowledging that there's something bigger out there, and even if I haven't found it yet, it is out there. It's not like it's pointless right now, or it's not like what I do right now doesn't matter. There is an entire world out there waiting, and I'm only like 25. There's a long, long time for me to get there. And the only thing that will stop me is me. So am I ready or not? Will I waste this opportunity? Clock's ticking. And I know we're gonna do it at our own time and at our own pace, but the point is, it's not as empty as I imagined it to be, and it's not as pointless as I thought it would be, and I'm not as worthless as I thought I was.
You are not.
I,
None of us are worthless, but I understand the feeling. I do remember when you sent me the lyric video of the song. It's very uplifting, and it's exactly the kind of song that I'm into. I actually loved all the songs you guys picked. Very comforting.
This is, I mean, that's what we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
Even if we're just here to help ourselves and, make the world a little less terrible.
that's why I put this song in the part after Zombie, because Zombie was about feeling worthless and stuff. It it fit really well. And there's a line here that I would use as a segue to my song, a line from the song, which is it's natural that you are lost like a clumsy child on this unfamiliar path. It's all right to take a rest, no rush, like that wildflower that's bloomed slowly. And my song is Breathe, written by Jong Hyun and sang by Lee Hai. So, Breathe. The lyrics, this doesn't really sound like a happy comfort song, but it's comforting to me. I think this is one of the first songs that I actually searched the lyrics of, because I felt it resonate with me. And it goes, take a deep breath until both sides of your heart get numb, until it hurts a little, let out your breath even more until you feel like there's nothing left inside. It's all right if you run out of breath, no one will blame you. It's okay to make mistakes sometimes, because anyone can do so. Although comforting by saying it's all right are just words. I think My first step would be breathe. It's the title, right? And I think we need to do that a lot. We need to learn to do that actively, not just like breathing and breathing out, because it's a life process, but to actually take a deep breath when you're stressed, take a deep breath when you're sad, and let it out slowly. It helps. Honestly, it helps. When you're anxious, it helps a lot. Breathe in
I
10
agree.
times slowly, let it out slowly. It will comfort you. My next step would be to forgive yourself and cut yourself some slack. You know, as it said in the line, it's okay to make mistakes sometimes because anyone can do so. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Failure is part of life. So, cut yourself some slack and take it as it is. Take it on a stride and walk forward, move on from that failure, learn from it and move on. And the third would be find your safe space. Because in this song, there is someone's breaths, that heavy breath. How can I see through that? Though I can understand your breath, it's all right. I'll hold you. We have people who will hold us. And I think that's important that we acknowledge them, that their existence is there, and that we can reach out to them when we are feeling not our best. And yeah, that's my tip. Find your safe space, find your safe people, find your safe, the activity that lifts you up, do it.
No, but you know what? I love that song. That's my favorite Lehigh song. And then I found out that it was written by Jonghyun. Segue, but like, guys, watch the tribute for Jonghyun, Lehigh's performance of Breathe. Anyway, speaking of, breathing and having other people around you, um, I chose a song written by Jonghyun because I wanted, his legacy not to be just sad songs and his death. I chose one that isn't talked about enough. I mean, I know End of a Day is talked about a lot, or even other songs by him, but I wanted to talk about Maybe Tomorrow. This one's it's happy, the beat, the melody of this one, it's happy. But when you look at, what it's talking about, it's really important. It talks about how, you know, you can take a break. How if it's not today, maybe tomorrow. Um Lines, because guys, I wasn't prepared with lines to talk about, but like, because you guys talked about lines, I'm going to talk about how there are lines about it's okay to cheer up by tomorrow. Um no, it's fine even by the day after. The day after tomorrow. Even if you're gloomy for about a month. Like how, again, what I talked about a while ago, how it's not always a trajectory going upwards, and how it's going, that's why I really wanted to talk about this song, because it's acknowledging that um I can't be having fun every day as we live, won't be tearing up for a lifetime either. So it's connected to my first tip, which is acknowledge and feel your emotions. This is something I struggle with a lot, a lot. Trust me, like, um it's something you have to acknowledge, because feelings and emotions, they're normal and natural. You have to give yourself time and space to feel them, both positive and negative ones, because if you don't, like, it's just gonna be inside you, and it's gonna be difficult to handle later on. um and then it talks, the song, it's talking about how, it's okay to cheer up by tomorrow, meaning you can take a break. Guys, take a break if you need to. It doesn't matter if it's short or long or whatever, just take a break. If you're too overwhelmed, if you're too sad, if you're too anything, and you know you need it, do it. I mean, the, I understand that people are hesitant to take a break because, the corporate, the machinery doesn't provide us with, with the
I, th-
thought
I
na,
thought this was a safe space. Why you do that to me?
No, but
Capitalism, baby.
dude, it's capitalism. The thing about capitalism kasi it's like work, 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 hustle culture and whatever. But like, guys, you're only human, so take a break.
Yes.
Like it um what I'm saying is don't let capitalism and society tell you what to do and what to feel and what's okay and what's not.
Rest
Take a
is a
break.
radical act.
Exactly, that's what I'm getting at. Rest is a radical act. And then my last one is there's always someone or something there for you, even if you don't see it now or even if it doesn't seem that way. Um, okay, here's the line. Even just the last line of the song, it's I'm here, right? I guess even if you don't feel, the people around you, even if you don't feel the love that they give or whatever that they're there, maybe feel it for your plants. My plants are here. Who's going to take care of them? Not if not me. Or my dog is here. My cat is here. My pet. You know, live for your live for anything. Live for your cat, your dog, your pets, your plants, your photo cards. Live for the next comeback of your favorite idol. Just there's someone or something there for you, even if it doesn't seem that way. I mean, I understand the parasocial relationship with the idol, but like it's helping you. If it's helping you, go for it. So there you have it. Three help hopefully helpful tips.
Yeah. That's why I ended with this maybe tomorrow, because it's, even though I laid out the song in the playlist, like what you're sad about, a song that could help you get through that, I felt like you can still feel your sadness and maybe you can deal with it tomorrow. That's fine. It's okay. It's okay. And um what you said about living for your photo cards, during my dark days, sometimes I would think, One Piece, though it's not a K-pop thing, One Piece has not ended yet. I need to know what's gonna happen. So yeah, holding on for another day.
You know what? Okay, this is kind of it's funny in a dark way, but sometimes I'm like, you have to live because you still have parcels arriving. That's COD. Who's gonna pay for the delivery? Honestly, you know what? It's true.
Yes.
I relate so hard because one of mine is, hindi pa umuwi si Irene!
I'm like,
You know what mine is?
so, what?
Well, mine is wala pang okay, it's not really K-pop, but kind of K-pop because Wang
Mm,
Yibo is also a K-pop idol. But like hindi ko pa alam kung magkakatuluyan ng siniship ko. And like
girl,
I want to see Yibo and Shaozan happy. Not shippy like together
mm,
happy, but like happy happy. So I'm
happy.
like I'm waiting.
Diba?
Yeah.
Even
But you
yung
know what?
other idols.
Anything that keeps us going another day, right? That's all we can do.
That's the
One day
point
at a
of
time.
I don't
Diba?
want to be like the cliche, there's so much to live for, but to be honest with you, if you're having a hard time looking for it, sometimes we just have to make our own.
Yeah,
And
so
I
true.
feel like maybe like I live in this world where I will prioritize happiness is a choice, guys. And let's be honest, like people can be privileged enough to really choose it, but honestly, in my case, sometimes it's you haven't hit the rank that you want in Valorant yet. You have to keep grinding. Or sometimes it's you haven't gotten. Before it used to be you haven't gotten to the job that you wanted, but now it's like,
Mm.
you know what? You haven't watched this yet. This hasn't happened yet. The basketball season's just starting in a little bit. Like, yeah, the comeback hasn't happened yet. There's so many things, and sometimes we say pick a struggle, ironically to say, like you're so problematic, you have to pick a struggle. For us, I think like the positive equivalent of that is pick a reason. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, that's
That's
nice.
Like one thing I learned about um siguro as someone who struggles and does talaga you know not very harmful things to oneself. I learned na it's not always the big things that will make you stay. Sometimes if it's even the smallest one,
Yeah.
like who's gonna feed my dog later if I die, or right, or like
It's
oh my god,
usually it's the
I
small
haven't
things.
finished like, oh my god, I haven't finished, Yibo's SDC, or like, oh my god, like Shaozan's Oath to Love isn't on air yet. I have to wait for it. It's like at the start, I was always thinking it's supposed to be like the bigger things, like it's supposed to be
Career,
something
marriage.
worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah, like love life, family, or like career, or like
Yeah.
changing the world.
Yeah.
But then it's so hard to think about that. So just, make it smaller and smaller and smaller until you're able to, digest it, process it. Just one thing at a time is okay. I
Yes.
swear.
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time, one day at a time. We'll all get through this
Yes.
together, guys.
If you have to break it down to 1 minute at a time, that's fine.
Yes, that's true.
If
Wow.
one
Just-
second of my day is good, then I'll take it,
Yeah.
Something I'm learning. Like I have to write 3 good things when I wake up, and then
Hey,
three
I
good
do
things
that.
when I go to sleep. It's something my
started.
psychiatrist told me. So like, no, it's something both end and start now. Like just the little things. So I'm learning, and I'm hoping, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
before,
something you could learn too. Just
that exercise
things.
did not make sense to me. And then now I'm realizing, true, the little things do.
Yeah, the small things, and like my
Like
dog
I
wagged
remember
her
talking
tail.
about it. I remember talking
Yeah.
about it, and like it doesn't make sense to me. Like I was talking about how, but it's so repetitive. And like, I always write my dog or like food or something. But it makes sense more now. Like just the little things. Even just, cell phone. That's something I'm thankful for. Or like electricity, or like, I don't know, curtains. Just something. And I think that's nice. A different mindset, I guess. Gives you a different mindset every day.
And on that note,
If you
I
guys want to try it, do it as well.
On that note, I just
Go.
like to say thank you for this weekly opportunity to geek out over this shared
Yeah.
interest that we all have, even if we're all super different in it. Like, I just love the fact that we get, we hopefully somebody listens and like thinks, hey, I relate to these nerds too.
Hopefully, our pod goes on someone's list of things they're grateful for.
Yes.
We hope.
I would be
If-
very happy.
I'd be happy if like one person is happy because they're listening to me rant about I'm not getting the right photo cards I want, then yay, I did my job.
This is so therapeutic actually for me every Sunday. I love doing this podcast.
Something to look forward to.
Something
Yeah.
to
Helping
look
me
forward
look up.
to. So I hope that there's something you guys look forward to. I hope that every day is something to look forward to, and it seems hard. Like in really difficult times, it really does seem like there's nothing to look forward to. But I guarantee, we all have that one thing, and that one thing can snowball. We all talk about how like little bad things can snowball into things that can get worse, but we don't talk about how one good thing can become something bigger. So I feel like that's just it. On that note, any last words of encouragement, words of comfort?
Love yourself. No threat this time. Just love yourself. No threats. I won't hurt you.
Love yourself in a PG-13 way.
Yes. Or if you're old enough, it's
Or-
up to
Go
you.
ahead.
Mine.
Do what you want.
Do what you want.
No
As
implication
long as it's
whatsoever.
No implication. Just, that's it.
Drink responsibly.
Drink.
Okay.
Drink water.
So,
What are you talking about? Water. Drink water.
right.
Stay hydrated.
Push good. Yeah. Bon, you.
Me, yeah, I guess that's it. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Kindness.
As a
Sprinkle
whole.
them every day.
Okay. Me. I want to tell everyone, thank you for being here. Not just, listeners, just everyone in the world. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being alive. And the world is a better place with you in it. Know that you're doing a good job, even if you're doing nothing, just being alive. Good job at being alive. So congratulations. Something like that. But like, no, really. The world may still revolve without you, but people you know, people you love, and people who love you would have a hard time without you. So there you go. Just, good job. Be alive. That's good enough. Being alive is good enough.
You will always be someone's reason to be happy, but I feel like sometimes that person needs to be the person in the mirror. So, all I can say for now is even if it's hard, even if things are difficult, aside from the fact that you're not alone, aside from the fact that there's so many people that can help you, I think at the end of the day, we need to start helping ourselves and we need to look for it within ourselves. So I hope that we're able to help in any way. And again, aside from listening to us every week, our lines are open. We're just like, slide into our DMs.
Last thing, to paraphrase what Jo said, the world may still revolve without you, but sometimes the world revolves around you. It's all about you.
Yes. Sometimes be the main character of your story.
Yeah,
So
main
it's gonna be
character
about you.
syndrome, let's go.
Without developing NPD, but yeah.
Right, okay, fine.
Because that's a whole different episode altogether.
The different episode. different episode.
Right. But yeah, so in honor of Mental Health Month and honor of awareness, this has been Really Bad Bench.
This has been Tata Meg. Love yourselves.
This has been Captain Janana.
And this has been Queen Bonisa.
See you guys next
Thank
week
you.
for hopefully a lighter
Thank you.
topic, but
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks
Oh.
guys.
Let's have fun next week.
A lighter topic, right?
I think
Yeah,
Meg's gonna love this
Meg.
topic.
I mean, who's having a concert soon? We don't know.
Oh.
Ha ha ha.
Alright
Bye.
guys. Bye.